Welcome to our channel, Bravo News. Divorce Bombshell. Jax Taylor blames Lisa Vanderpump, Bravo, and former funds in an explosive tell-all. The calm before the crash. The early morning Los Angeles sun streamed through the glass walls of Jax Taylor's Valley Village home, illuminating what looked like a picture-perfect domestic life. On the surface, nothing seemed broken. Toys scattered across the floor from his son Cruz's last adventure, a pot of lukewarm coffee still steaming on the counter, and a worn Dodgers cap tossed on the arm of the couch. But beneath the surface, silence had replaced laughter. It had been 6 weeks since Brittany Cartwright had officially moved out. For fans of the Valley and Vanderpump Rules, the split seemed sudden, almost abrupt. One moment, Jax and Brittany were the reality TV golden couple, flawed, chaotic, but deeply bonded. The next, Bravo was scrambling to edit out their emotional fallout from new episodes, and tabloids were foaming at the mouth with speculation. Jax had stayed uncharacteristically quiet until now. "I've been painted a villain a lot in my life," Jax murmured, setting down his coffee and staring directly into the camera for his exclusive sit-down with the Valley Unfiltered, a new Bravo digital spin-off. "I've been painted a villain a lot in my life. But this time, I'm going to tell the truth, because I think people deserve to know who really tore my marriage apart." The confession that followed would leave Bravo fans speechless. A perfect storm brewing. Behind the glitz of reality TV fame, Jax and Brittany were living a life burdened by silent wars, between career dreams and parenting duties, between public personas and private exhaustion. When we had Cruz, everything changed, and it should have. I love that boy more than anything, but we stopped being partners. We started being co-workers in a life we didn't design. But the rift wasn't just about sleepless nights and communication breakdowns. As Jax slowly revealed, their marriage became a battleground of influences, outside forces that chipped away at their unity like relentless waves hitting a cliff. I'm not going to sit here and say I was perfect. I was stubborn, controlling, probably even resentful at times. But you want to know who I really blame? He paused. The tension thickened. Lisa Vanderpump and the Bravo machine. The revelation was nuclear. The Vanderpump shadow. Lisa Vanderpump had been a mother figure for Jax for years, but in hindsight, Jax said she was also a puppeteer who pulled their strings. "Lisa sold us as a fairy tale," he said bitterly. "She handpicked our wedding venue, pushed our storyline, told the world how in love we were. And don't get me wrong, we were. But she helped build an image we couldn't keep up with." According to Jax, Lisa insisted they play certain roles for the cameras. Him, the lovable rogue trying to be better, Brittany, the forgiving Southern belle. But once the cameras were gone, they had to face the truth. Their love was raw, imperfect, and starting to unravel. And when we tried to step back from the spotlight, she didn't like that. The moment we weren't the couple anymore, we became replaceable. And that put even more pressure on us to perform. But Lisa wasn't the only name Jax dropped. Friends or fakes? Jax had once called Tom Sandoval his best friend. Now, he wouldn't even call him a decent human being. "Tom made it his mission to undermine me. He'd text Brittany behind my back, planting seeds. He'd say things like, 'You deserve someone more mature,' or 'Don't let Jax ruin your peace.'" Though Tom and Jax had fallen out long before the split, Jax now believed those manipulations had a long tail. And it wasn't just Tom. There were so many voices, Jax groaned. Producers whispering, friends choosing sides, influencers posting shady comments. It was like our marriage became a community project, and not in a good way. Brittany, too, had changed, Jax admitted. "The woman I married, she started listening more to her followers than her husband." The final fight. "I remember the last real fight we had. It wasn't even about something big. She asked me to take Cruz to daycare. I said I had a podcast interview, and suddenly we were screaming about everything we'd never dealt with. In my memory, Brittany's voice trembled with more hurt than anger. "You never hear me," she had screamed. "You only ever think about what you need." I shot back with something cruel. I said maybe I wouldn't need to think about myself so much if she wasn't always playing the victim. I saw her eyes go blank. That was when I knew. She didn't cry. She just said, "I can't do this anymore." And she didn't. The unseen damage. For Jax, the days after Brittany left were a blur of pain, ego, and confusion. He tried calling. She didn't answer. He tried to play the good dad on social media. She saw through it. When he showed up at her temporary apartment with flowers, she texted him one word: "Stop." He didn't just lose his wife. He lost the one person who made him feel like he could actually be better. Therapy hadn't worked until he admitted that underneath all the blame, there was shame. I blamed everyone because I couldn't bear to blame myself. But now, he was ready to balance the scale. A hard truth. I blamed Lisa, the producers, our friends, but the truth is, I let the fame get to me. I let pride make me blind to the woman who stood by me when no one else would. He paused, letting the silence say what words couldn't. I don't think Brittany and I were ever doomed, but we needed space to unlearn all the bad habits we picked up trying to be who everyone wanted us to be. But he still stood by what he said about Lisa Vanderpump and the Bravo machine. They built the stage, handed us the script, and acted shocked when the play ended in tragedy. Co-parenting and rebuilding. Today, Jax and Brittany are navigating a new chapter as co-parents. "We have a rule now," Jax explained. "No fake niceties, no pretending for the cameras. We are honest. If we're mad, we say it. If we're proud of each other, we say it. Cruz, now 3, is the glue that keeps them talking. He still thinks mommy and daddy are superheroes, and in a way, we are, because it takes real strength to love your kid enough to work with someone you used to love. As for dating again, I'm not ready. Let's just say the DMs are unhinged. But my focus is on healing, being a dad, and figuring out who the hell I really am without the cameras." The next move? Rumors swirl that Jax might be getting his own Bravo digital docuseries, not just about co-parenting, but redemption. "Call it reformed or reckless. I don't care," he laughed. "If I do another show, it's going to be real. No fake storylines, no fake friendships." Brittany, on the other hand, has been in talks for a podcast with former VPR co-stars. She's funny as hell and smart. I think this divorce is going to show the world what I always knew. She's a star in her own right. But does he think they'll ever get back together? I'll never say never, but I also won't wait forever. Who he really blames. So who does Jax Taylor really blame for the divorce? "All of us," he said at last. "Me for my pride, Brittany for her silence, Lisa for her manipulation, Bravo for their agenda, our friends for their gossip, and the audience for demanding we always be entertaining even when we were just trying to survive." It wasn't just one person, it was a system. But the only person who can fix me is me. As the interview ended, Jax leaned back, eyes clear for the first time in months. "I don't want to be the villain anymore. I want to be a father my son can be proud of, even if I was a husband who failed." Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates.